Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I was recording the video, but for some reason I couldn't speak clearly. Perhaps this was due to the first satanic topic that I have for you, because how could we not address the grand opening of the 33rd Olympic Games in France, in Paris. So yesterday, on July 26th, oh my goodness, my namesake from all the days, Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, has declared the 33rd Olympics to be open. And boy, oh boy, what opening it was. Let me just step aside here, this is busy street. So, what they have done, it's not only disgusting, I don't know what words to use. I would say, before I give you some statements and some posts and articles about it, my first reaction to it, in a way, I was not surprised seeing how they were mocking the Last Supper with Jesus Christ and his disciples. I was not surprised how they created the performance of drag queens, how they mocked not just Jesus, but men, women, Christian believers, human beings overall, in my opinion, because this is where Europe is heading. At this point, I am absolutely done with Paris, and I have to tell you, being Polish and spending a lot of time in Poland, that unfortunately, I see Poland heading in this direction. It's not there quite yet, not to this extreme, but it's heading there. As you know, Poland is part of EU. And many times on my channel, when I had guests, like especially Andrzej Martianov, he mentioned this, he addressed it many times, where Europe is heading. What I decided to do, I decided to start with what grabbed my attention first, since I didn't know this was the 33rd opening. That number is very significant. Why is that? Well, let me tell you. The whole performance actually makes sense, because in Freemasonry, the number 33 is considered significant due to its association with Jesus Christ. According to Masonic beliefs, Jesus was 33 years old at the time of his crucifixion, and this age is symbolic of the spiritual completion and perfection attained by Freemasons. So again, nothing is a coincidence. Some of you might just come to my channel for the political news, and political news are important, but please, you have to look. Well, this is the monastery that I absolutely love. Here I buy some icons that I started to collect. You have to look at many other aspects. There is aspect of numerology, astrology. There's sick, twisted rituals and all of that. And you have Hollywood, you have entertainment industry. All of this is connected, guys, okay? So you cannot just say facts, because those facts, like this fact, why they did this performance on the 33rd Olympic Games, that was apparently the age when Christ was crucified. Some resources you find that he was 38. Some people say even other things, but I connected that with this meaning. So now let me tell you what took place. If you haven't seen it, maybe you need a drink, or maybe you need to meditate, or light a candle, or sage the room, or something, because that was absolutely disgusting to watch. An article from the week that is titled "Drag Queen's Last Supper Performance at Paris Olympics Opening Ceremony Causes Major Outrage." So let me go through this with you. Some statements from some known people, how they react to it. And it goes like this: a perceived parody of the Last Supper of Jesus Christ with his disciples at the opening ceremony of 2024 Paris Olympics by drag queens and dancers has the social media users Fuming you say? Or I think you say fuming. A group of 18 performers. Here I didn't do my research why 18, because I think that's another significance, but nevertheless, a group of 18 performers were seated behind a table before breaking into the performance with the women at the center. So, a halo that was seen in Leonardo da Vinci painting of Last Supper of Jesus was over her head. So there was a woman, let me describe this, a woman, obese woman, her outfit was hardly even able to remain on her. She was that size, no offense, but hey, this is how they look at women now. And she was wearing a halo, and around her were the drag queens, and there was actually a child, I think it was a girl, on her right side at the table. There was a child as well. So this article, let me continue 1 second, guys. I'm all over the place because this is just... So the ex-users were not convinced by the argument of the Olympics that the performance of the drag queens was an interpretation of the Greek god Dionysus, makes us aware of the absurdity of the violence between human beings. How Elon Musk reacted to it, he said that the performance was extremely disrespectful to Christians. Some other posts were, it was satanic symbolism. And from Andrew Tate, who is quite a controversial figure, but he said those things, I am genuinely enraged by it. These evil scums have absolutely zero respect. They mocked us openly. And a journalist with whom I'm not familiar, Kyle Becker, said the opening ceremony was filled with transgenders, mockery of the Last Supper, the gold calf idol, and even the pale horse from the Book of Revelations. The Olympics has made it clear that Christians viewers aren't welcome. So we have this. What do you think, guys? I'm sure I will have a lot of comments today about this. What do you think? Europe is done? You know, when I'm here in Russia, I will tell you I feel almost as if I am in a different reality. And this is the most refreshing thing here for me, because people look different. The city looks different. The energy is different. Sometimes you ask me, are there chemtrails in the sky? Yes, once in a while you can see it, but most of the times the skies look like this. It's just different. The energy is different. And when EU is talking about values, those are not my values that they represent. I want a man to be a man and a woman to be a woman. Your sexual preference is none of my business. But that performance was absolutely disgusting, and I'm not even gonna go into describing Beyoncé, who is like the main witch in all of this, or other performance entertainers, LeBron James, etc. It's all the same gang, guys. The cruelty of what is taking place, that many people are aware of, still many people don't know, is just heartbreaking, okay? What they do to children. Now, I have one article for you, and this is about Donald Trump and his statements that he made about Russia. And he apparently said this to Zelensky during this phone call he had with him on July 21st. And Kremlin has reacted to it. I'm not sure if you came across this news, but I think it's worth bringing this to you, what Kremlin thinks. So Donald Trump made some statements on Fox, saying what he told Zelensky during this conversation over the phone. He said, this is about Russia, this is a war machine you are up against. Russians do this. They wage wars. They defeated Hitler. They defeated Napoleon. We have to end this war, he said. And Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov has responded to that, and he was asked about those statements that Trump has made about Russia, and he said this, that One second. Kremlin on Friday welcomed Donald Trump's comments about Russia being a war machine that defeated Napoleon and Hitler, but Peskov said that he was not wearing rose-colored glasses when it is about the Republican candidate for president of the United States. It was reported by Reuters, I believe. And commenting on Trump's statement, sorry guys, the wind and my notebook is all over the place. Commenting on Trump's statement, he said it will be probably useful for the majority of the American audience to know that there are many glorious pages in the history of Russia, and indeed, probably few people in the United States, we mean ordinary Americans and perhaps representatives of the political elite, know history in such a depth. But Peskov asked afterward about a Wall Street journal authored by Mike Pompeo, a former Trump Secretary of State, said the Kremlin is taking a sober look at what Trump presidency could mean for Russia. And so, Pompeo comments suggested that Trump would improve tough new sanctions on Moscow if elected and increase aid to Ukraine. And here was the response from Dmitry Peskov. He said, "We have never worn rose-colored sunglasses. Trump is a representative of the political elite of the USA, which now absolutely all suffer from total anti-Russian sentiments. When he was president, under Trump, the Americans started the sanctions race. Under Trump, there were a huge number of sanctions against our country, and in that respect, he is not much different for us than anyone else." Perhaps he was showing a little more political wisdom in maintaining the channels of dialogue, but de facto that does not have a particular impact on anything, and we should be aware of that. So from this statement it's clear, and this I think it was mentioned many times before by Russia. I'm not sure if Maria Zakharova said it, I think President Putin said it. To them it doesn't really matter who is the president. I think actually they preferred Biden because, he is just completely lost. But to them it really doesn't matter because it's all about the policy towards Russia. And you see, I didn't know this. I didn't know that Trump was putting sanctions on Russia. So I have to do my research now, how this was, because I don't know about this. And his meeting yesterday with Netanyahu in his house in Mar-a-Lago was something else. I would like to know your thoughts on that, because you have very, very, very savvy political knowledge. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place today. I think it's just weird energy. I want to tell you, one more thing I forgot to mention to you about this number 33. I had this here and I forgot to read you. So in Washington, D.C., in United States, the House of the Temple, home of the Supreme Council, at 33 degrees, ancient and accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry in Washington, D.C., has 33 columns, which are each 33 feet high. I actually looked it up. I looked at this building. I was never in Washington, D.C., but it does look very, very Freemasonry-like, just my opinion. And again, I'm not an expert in any of this. I have two comments of the day. The first one is from, thank you for the bells to clean this energy. The first one is from Luis in Harmos. This is about Kamala Harris, the video that I put out yesterday. I think they did not want Kamala, but it was an emergency. It is possible to substitute her for someone more credible, but the best opportunity was lost. And the second comment is from Randros, who says, I want to be unburdened from Kamala because she is unburdened by what has been. I'm sure Kamala would absolutely enjoy being at the grand opening of the Olympics. And I think Biden went there. Actually, I saw a video. Biden was on his way with Jill to the grand opening. And have you you noticed, guys, that he grew taller overnight before his speech address to the nation? There was a video that was circulating showing him coming out from the Oval Office. I put it on my stories in Instagram. By the way, follow me there, Ania K, ANIAK _44. Today is like very strange day to verbalize things. So anyway, he grew taller, like 5 inches taller, all of a sudden, huh? Interesting. After COVID, something else. So guys, the links to the articles you find now below this video. I'm not going to attach the video from the opening of the games because it's just disgusting and I can't look at it. And you will have my book that I collaborated on with Scott Ritter, covering Ukraine, the Scott Ritter interviews through the eyes of Ania K, and also my locals community page, as well as PayPal, mailing list. What else is there? Every other link I will try to attach down below the video. I really apologize today to all of you who are watching still for my pronunciation. I don't know, for some reason it's just hard to verbalize things, but the energy is all over the place, isn't it? So no surprise with this. Here is another beautiful church. I've never been inside, but maybe one day I go and I show you on my Instagram right here. Let me step away. And tomorrow at 5 p.m. oh yeah, here is nice view. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Moscow time, I have a live stream scheduled with a very, very interesting young man who I came across on YouTube, who talks about politics with a great sense of humor. And I think especially now when we are just so bombarded with those events, it's very easy to get depressed or to get, you know, discouraged, and he really is one of the few people who really makes me laugh. And I think you might appreciate our conversation tomorrow. His name is Sebastian Sass. This will be our first conversation, and join us if you have time for some political entertainment, let's put it this way, because he's just brilliant guy, very young, brilliant guy. And with this being said, thank you so much for watching. Again, sorry for my mispronunciations today. And let me know, what do you think? How evil it was. Jesus apparently said, God, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. Do you think they do? I think they know what they are doing. They still need redemption. Will they have it? God knows. It's not me to judge. I think this is the time we have to really, really focus on God and focus on light. And with this being said, lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. I see you tomorrow during my live stream at 5 p.m. Moscow time. Bye everyone.